The great hall of the Galactic Council glowed with soft blue light. Captain Maya Chen stood tall, her black uniform neat and her posture perfect. She was the only human in a room full of aliens. Some had scales, some had fur, and some looked like plants. But all of them were watching Earth on the giant screen. "The Council will now announce its decision on Earth's classification," said the Council chair, a tall being with gray skin and 4 arms. Its voice boomed through the hall. Maya held her breath. Humans had waited 200 years for this moment. Ever since first contact, aliens had been studying Earth, testing its air, water, and soil. They measured its storms, counted its predators, and mapped its earthquakes. Earth was different from most planets where intelligent life grew. It was harsh. It was dangerous. It was what the galaxy called a death world. The Council chair spoke again. "After careful study, we classify Earth as a Class X death world, the highest danger rating possible." Maya couldn't help but smile. This was what Earth wanted. Being a death world wasn't bad. It was a mark of pride. It meant humans had survived conditions that would kill most alien species. It meant respect. "Captain Chen," the Council chair said, "do you accept this classification on behalf of Earth?" "I do," Maya said clearly. "Earth thanks the Council for this recognition." Back on Earth, billions of humans watched the broadcast. In New York, London, Beijing, and 1,000 other cities, people cheered. Screens in every home showed the moment. Earth was officially the toughest planet to produce intelligent life in the known galaxy. After the ceremony, aliens from many worlds came to congratulate Maya. They seemed impressed, but Maya noticed something strange. Many of them looked worried or scared when they thought she wasn't watching. "Your people must be very proud," said a small green alien with large eyes. "No other intelligent species has evolved on a world rated above Class 7. "We are proud," Maya said. "Earth has shaped us to be strong and adaptable." "Yes," the alien said quietly. "That is what concerns some of us." Before Maya could ask what that meant, the alien moved away. Maya frowned. This wasn't the first strange comment she had heard today. Later that night, Maya couldn't sleep. The Earth embassy on the Council planet was quiet and comfortable, but something felt wrong. She decided to take a walk. The embassy gardens were beautiful, with plants from across the galaxy growing in perfect harmony. As Maya walked, she heard voices coming from a small meeting area hidden by tall blue trees. She recognized the voice of the Council chair. "The situation is more serious than we expected," the chair was saying. "Earth's rating is unprecedented. We must consider containment protocols." Maya froze. Containment protocols? Those were used for dangerous predator species, not for diplomatic allies. "Is that necessary?" asked another voice. "Humans have shown no signs of aggression since joining the galactic community." "That is precisely what worries me," said the chair. "They are too controlled, too careful. No species from a death world has ever been so patient." Maya stepped forward without thinking. The aliens saw her and fell silent. "Captain Chen," the Council chair said, trying to sound normal, "you are up late." "What containment protocols are you discussing?" Maya asked. Directly, the aliens looked at each other. Finally, the chair sighed. A very human gesture it had learned from working with Earth. "Please sit, Captain," it said, pointing to an empty seat. "There are things you should know." Maya sat down, her heart beating fast. The chair folded its 4 hands together. "In all of galactic history," it began, "no intelligent species has ever evolved on a Class X death world. Do you know why?" "I assumed we were the first," Maya said. "No," the chair said quietly. "You are not the first. You are simply the first to survive long enough to reach the stars." Maya felt cold, despite the warm night air. "What do you mean?" "Species from extreme environments develop extreme adaptations," explained the chair. "On death worlds, the most common adaptation is aggression. Previous species from high-class death worlds destroyed themselves before developing space travel. They turned their survival instincts against each other. Humans aren't like that, Maya protested. We have wars in our history, yes, but we've moved beyond that. Have you? Asked the chair. Or have you simply found better ways to control your natural instincts? Your diplomats are unfailingly polite. Your soldiers are perfectly disciplined. Your scientists share only carefully selected knowledge. Another alien with features like a large insect spoke up. We have studied your biology, Captain. The human body produces adrenaline, a chemical that prepares you for violence. Your ancestors survived by fighting or running from danger. These instincts are still in you. Maya stood up, angry now. So, because of our biology, you've decided we're dangerous? That's prejudice, not science. No, Captain, the chair said calmly. We are simply being cautious. A species that can survive on a Class X Deathworld has capabilities we cannot ignore. Think of what that means. You can endure radiation levels that would kill most of us. Your bodies can filter toxins that would destroy our organs. You can survive temperature ranges that would freeze or cook our flesh. Maya sat down again, suddenly, understanding. You're afraid of us, the chair nodded slowly. Yes, Captain Chen. The Galactic Council is afraid of humanity. Not because of what you have done, but because of what you could do. No other species in the galaxy has your combination of intelligence and physical resilience. So, what happens? Now? Maya asked. What are these containment protocols? That is what we were discussing, said the chair. No decision has been made yet, but I must warn you. Many council members believe Earth should be carefully monitored. Maya stood up again, her mind racing. She needed to report this to Earth immediately. Humanity had celebrated being recognized as survivors of a death world. They hadn't considered that this very strength might make them targets. I understand your concerns, Maya said carefully. But judging us based on your fears rather than our actions is wrong. Earth has been a peaceful member of the galactic community. For now, said the insect-like alien. But what happens when your interests conflict with ours? What happens when resources grow scarce? Will the survivors of a death world simply accept defeat? Maya had no answer. As she walked back to the embassy, the night sky above her seemed darker than before. Earth had won its death world status, but the cost might be the trust of the entire galaxy. In her room, Maya sent an urgent message to Earth. Classification complete. Earth rated Class X. Request immediate consultation. Situation complicated. Council fears Deathworld species. She looked out her window at the stars. Somewhere out there was Earth, beautiful and dangerous. Home to a species that could survive anything, except perhaps the fear of others. Maya wondered what would happen next. Earth had just learned it. Was special in the galaxy. Now it would have to learn what that really meant. 3 months had passed since classification day. Captain Maya Chen stood by the window in her office at Earth Command, looking at the night sky. She could see the new objects in orbit, shining with a cold blue light. Defense platforms. The Galactic Council called them security measures. Humans called them what they really were. A prison. Captain, Admiral Zhao is here to see you, said Maya's assistant through the intercom. Maya sighed. Send him in. Admiral Zhao was a tall man with gray hair and a face that rarely smiled. He walked into the office with quick, sharp steps. Captain Chen, he said with a short bow, I hope you have good news. Maya shook her head. The Council still won't negotiate. They say the platforms are for our protection as much as theirs. Protection? Zhao's voice was bitter. They've cut off Mars colony from supply ships. 2,000? People are rationing food and oxygen. Europa base can't get the parts they need for their life support systems. They aren't protecting us, they're slowly choking us. Maya knew he was right. 7 days after her discovery at the council meeting, the quarantine had begun. Defense platforms appeared around Earth's solar system, creating a barrier no ship could cross. All travel between Earth and its young colonies stopped. The explanation was simple and terrifying. Humanity was too dangerous to be allowed free access to the stars. I'm doing everything I can through diplomatic channels, Maya said. Dr. Walsh has a new approach that might help. As if on cue, Dr. Marcus Walsh entered the office. He was older than Maya, with kind eyes and a thoughtful face. As Earth's leading xenoanthropologist, he understood alien cultures better than anyone. Admiral Zhao, Marcus nodded politely. I've been studying the Council's decision patterns. They're acting from genuine fear, not malice. Does that matter to the people running out of air on Europa? Zhao asked sharply. It matters for our response, Marcus said calmly. If they fear us, we need to show them they're wrong. I've collected evidence of humanity's peaceful achievements. Our art, our medicine, our efforts to preserve Earth's wildlife, even as we struggled to survive ourselves. No predator species would dedicate resources to saving other creatures, Maya nodded. It's a good approach, but the Council isn't listening. They've blocked all our official communications. Then we need to make them listen, Zhao said. He pressed a button on his tablet, and a hologram appeared above Maya's desk. It showed a new type of ship, sleek, powerful, and clearly built for more than peaceful missions. Operation Exodus, Zhao said. 10 ships with our newest shield technology. We believe they can break through the defense platforms. Maya stared at the hologram in shock. You're planning an attack? That would confirm everything the Council fears about us. Not an attack, Zhao corrected. A demonstration. We'll disable their platforms without destroying them. Show strength and restraint at the same time. The Council needs to understand that humans won't be caged. Marcus shook his head. Violence will only make things worse. We need patience. We've been patient for 3 months, Zhao replied. Our colonies are suffering, and Earth itself is feeling the effects. Without access to resources from the asteroid belt, our economy is struggling. People are losing hope. Maya knew this was true. Since the quarantine began, Earth had changed. Where once there had been celebration of their Deathworld status, now there was anger and fear. Some blamed the Council. Others blamed Maya for not seeing the danger sooner. We need more time, Maya insisted. The Council is watching us. Every action we take now will shape how they see humanity for generations. Zhao's face hardened. The Military Council has already approved Operation Exodus. We're not asking for permission, Captain Chen. We're informing you as a courtesy. After Zhao left, Maya sat heavily in her chair. Marcus watched her with concern. He's making a terrible mistake, Maya said quietly. Perhaps, Marcus replied. But can you blame him? Humans evolved on a death world. When threatened, we respond with strength. It's what kept our ancestors alive. And it might doom our future, Maya said. She looked back at the defense platforms in the night sky. We need to prove we're more than just survivors of a harsh world. We need to show we've learned something from our struggles. Over the next few weeks, Earth divided into 2 groups. Some supported Zhao's plan to break the blockade by force. Others, including Maya and Marcus, worked desperately to establish communication with the Council through unofficial channels. Maya sent messages to the few alien friends she had made during her time as Earth's representative. Some responded with sympathy but offered no help. Others didn't respond at all. The quarantine wasn't just physical, it was social. Humanity was being isolated from the galactic community. Then came the day Maya had been dreading. Early in the morning, her emergency communicator beeped. Admiral Zhao's face appeared on the screen. Operation Exodus begins in 1 hour, he said. His voice was formal, but Maya could see excitement in his eyes. Earth Command will receive direct feeds from our ships. The galaxy will see that humans cannot be contained. Maya rushed to Earth Command's central control room. Large screens showed 10 ships moving toward the nearest defense platform. Earth's population watched through a global broadcast. This was humanity's first real response to the quarantine. All ships report shields at full power, said a technician. They're approaching the first defense line. On the main screen, Admiral Zhao appeared from the bridge of the lead ship. This is Admiral Zhao of Earth, he announced, broadcasting on all frequencies the Council might monitor. We offer the Galactic Council one last opportunity for peaceful dialogue before we demonstrate Earth's resolve. The defense platforms glowed brighter, their weapons systems activating. Beams of energy shot toward the human ships. Everyone in the control room held their breath. The beams hit the shields around Zhao's ships and scattered into harmless light. "Shields holding at 92%, reported a voice from the fleet. "Minimal effect." A cheer went up in the control room. On screens around the world, humans celebrated. Their technology, developed to survive Earth's harsh environment, had proven stronger than the Council expected. Admiral Zhao's voice came through again. "Now we will show restraint where we could show force." The Earth ships fired precision weapons at 3 defense platforms. The shots hit specific points, disabling the weapons but leaving the platforms intact. It was exactly as Zhao had promised. A demonstration, not destruction. Maya watched with mixed feelings. Part of her was proud of what humans had accomplished. The Council had calculated that Earth was at least 30 years away from developing shield technology that could withstand their weapons. They were wrong. But another part of her worried. What would the Council do now? Would they see this as proof that they were right to fear humans? Or would they finally understand that humans wanted respect, not war? As the Earth ships returned home, having made their point, Maya received a message from an unknown source. It contained just 8 words. "The Council has voted. The quarantine will continue." The celebration around Earth turned bitter. Humanity had shown its strength, but the galaxy had responded by tightening the cage. Earth had won the battle but might be losing the larger war for acceptance. Maya looked at Marcus, who had stayed by her side through the demonstration. "What do we do now?" she asked. "We try something they won't expect," Marcus replied. "If strength didn't work, perhaps vulnerability will." 2 weeks after Operation Exodus, the mood on Earth was tense. The Council had strengthened the quarantine, adding more defense platforms around the solar system. Supply drops to the Mars and Europa colonies were now allowed, but only after strict inspections. Humans were still trapped in their own star system. In her office at Earth Command, Captain Maya Chen was having an emergency meeting with Dr. Marcus Walsh, and surprisingly, Admiral Zhao. The Admiral looked tired. His demonstration of Earth's power had not worked as he hoped. "The Council thinks we were threatening them," Zhao admitted. "They've increased patrols near Jupiter and Saturn. Our mining operations in the asteroid belt are being watched constantly." "I warned you this would happen," Maya said, trying not to sound angry. "Now they're even more convinced we're dangerous." Marcus, always the peacemaker, raised his hand. "What's done is done. We need a new approach. I have an idea, but it's unusual." Maya and Zhao looked at him curiously. "The Council fears what they don't understand," Marcus explained. "They've never lived on a Deathworld. They can't imagine how it shaped us, so let's show them." "What do you mean?" Maya asked. "Let's invite them to Earth," Marcus said. "A delegation of scientists and diplomats from different worlds. Let them experience our planet firsthand." Zhao laughed without humor. "You want to bring aliens who think we're dangerous predators to the very planet that made us dangerous? They'll never agree." "They might," Marcus said. "The Council is curious about us. Every species is. Humans are the only intelligent life to evolve on a Class X death world. We're a scientific mystery." Maya thought about it. "It could work. If they see how we've adapted to Earth, not just with strength, but with creativity and cooperation, they might understand us better." "It's worth trying," Marcus added. "Our other options aren't working." After days of careful messages sent through unofficial channels, the Council surprisingly agreed to the proposal. They would send 12 representatives to Earth, scientists, diplomats, and security specialists from different worlds. On the day of their arrival, Maya stood at the landing area with Marcus and a small welcome team. No military personnel were present. Marcus had insisted on this. The alien ship landed smoothly, and the visitors emerged cautiously. They were a strange group. Some had scales, others had fur. One looked like a walking plant, and another floated rather than walked. All wore special suits to protect them from Earth's environment, which was poisonous to some of them. "Welcome to Earth," Maya said formally. "We're honored by your visit." The leader of the delegation stepped forward. It was a tall, thin being with blue skin and large eyes. "I am Zilani, chief scientist of the council. We are here to observe and learn." "And we're here to be observed," Marcus said with a smile. "We've prepared living quarters for you at our research station in the Appalachian Mountains. It's one of our more gentle environments." As the group traveled to the research station, Maya watched the aliens stare out the windows of their transport. They flinched at the sight of birds flying overhead. They murmured in surprise at the dense forests. Everything about Earth seemed to alarm them. The research station was large and comfortable, built specifically for this visit. It had rooms adjusted for each alien's needs, different air mixtures, gravity settings, and temperatures. "You'll stay here for 6 months," Maya explained. "You can study our planet, our people, and our way of life. We have nothing to hide." 6 months on a death world, said one of the aliens, a small reptilian being. The council said this would be challenging. I didn't realize how challenging until now. The first few weeks were difficult. The aliens struggled with Earth's gravity, which was stronger than on most of their homeworlds. They were shocked by the daily weather changes. Rain, wind, and temperature shifts that humans took for granted seemed violent and unpredictable to them. But slowly, things improved. The aliens began to explore with more confidence. They studied Earth's plants and animals with growing interest. They spoke with human scientists and ordinary people. They watched how humans lived their daily lives. "Your world is indeed harsh," Zilani told Maya one evening as they watched the sunset from the station's observation deck. "But I'm beginning to understand something. You don't fight against your world. You work with it." Maya nodded. "That's how we survived. Earth taught us to be adaptable, not just strong." The aliens were most impressed by how humans responded to emergencies. When a forest fire broke out near the research station, they watched in amazement as firefighters rushed toward the danger, not away from it. When a child in a nearby town became sick, they saw how doctors worked tirelessly to save one life that on other worlds might have been considered less important than the community's needs. "You protect the weak," said a plant-like alien named Thora. "On most worlds, harsh conditions lead to survival of only the strongest. The weak are left behind." "That would never work here," Marcus explained. "Earth is too unpredictable. Anyone can become vulnerable at any time. We learned long ago that we survive better together than alone." After 4 months, the delegation sent positive reports back to the council. The quarantine didn't end, but it relaxed slightly. More ships were allowed to travel between Earth and its colonies. There was talk of allowing limited human travel to nearby star systems. Maya felt hopeful for the first time in months. The plan was working. The aliens were seeing humans as people, not predators. Then everything changed. It started with a weather report. A storm was forming in the Atlantic Ocean, moving toward the east coast of North America. At first, it seemed like a normal hurricane, something the research station was built to withstand. But within days, it grew to a Category 5, the most powerful type of storm. "We should evacuate the delegation," Maya told Marcus as they watched the weather reports. "This is exactly the kind of extreme condition that makes Earth a death world." But Zilani surprised them. "We wish to experience this storm," the alien scientist said. "From a safe location, of course." "It's too dangerous," Maya argued. "Even for humans, these storms are life-threatening. That is precisely why we must observe it," Zilani insisted. "We need to understand what forces shaped your species." After much debate, a compromise was reached. The alien delegation would remain at the research station, which had a secure bunker built to withstand extreme weather. Maya and Marcus would stay with them, along with a small human team. As the hurricane approached, Maya looked out the last window before they sealed the bunker. The sky was dark with clouds and the wind was already bending trees. She couldn't help wondering if she had made a terrible mistake. Would showing aliens the full power of Earth help them understand humans better? Or would it only confirm their fears that anything shaped by such violence must be violent itself? The aliens were about to see firsthand why Earth had earned its death world status. Maya hoped they would also see how such a world had taught humanity not just to fight, but to protect, adapt, and care for each other. The bunker door sealed with a heavy thud. Maya, Marcus, the alien delegation, and a small human team were now locked inside. Above them, Hurricane Elena was approaching the coast. "The bunker has supplies for 2 weeks," Maya explained to the aliens. "Power generators, food, water, and air filtration systems. The walls are reinforced concrete 3 meters thick." "You build such strong shelters just for storms?" asked Thora, the plant-like alien. Her leaves trembled slightly, perhaps from fear or excitement. "Hurricanes are just one of many dangers on Earth," Marcus said. "We've learned to prepare for the worst." Silani, the blue-skinned leader of the delegation, studied the monitoring screens that showed the hurricane's approach. "Your weather prediction systems are impressive. On my world, we have never needed to develop such technology. Necessity is the mother of invention," Marcus said with a smile. "Earth has forced us to become very inventive." The hours passed slowly as the hurricane moved closer. The aliens watched the monitors with growing concern as wind speeds reached 275 kilometers per hour. The research station above them began to creak and groan as the storm hit. "Is this normal?" asked Krell, a small reptilian alien, his scales changing color with anxiety. "This is an extremely powerful hurricane," Maya admitted, "even by Earth standards." Suddenly the lights flickered. A moment later, alarms began to sound. "What's happening?" Zilani asked, the alien's large eyes widening. The human technician at the control panel looked worried. "The storm is stronger than predicted. It's now a Category 6. "Category 6? Maya said in shock. "That classification doesn't even exist." "It does now," the technician replied grimly. "Wind speeds have reached 300 kilometers per hour. The main building's roof has been torn off and water is entering the upper levels." The aliens looked at each other in fear. This was beyond anything they had expected. This was Earth showing its true nature as a death world. "Are we in danger down here?" Zilani asked. "The bunker will hold," Maya assured them, though she wasn't entirely certain. "But I'm concerned about the access tunnels. If they flood, we could be trapped." As if responding to her words, another alarm sounded. The technician's face paled. "The eastern access tunnel has collapsed. Water is coming in." Marcus immediately took charge. "Seal the bulkhead doors, redirect power to the pumps." The human team moved with practiced efficiency, responding to the crisis without panic. The aliens watched in silence, observing how humans reacted to danger. "The oxygen recycling system is damaged," reported another technician. "We're switching to backup, but it won't last more than 48 hours. Maya looked at Marcus with concern. The storm was expected to last at least 3 days. "We need to contact the outside," Maya said. "Request emergency evacuation." "Communications are down," the technician replied. The antenna array was destroyed in the first hour of the storm. The aliens began to understand their situation. They were trapped underground with failing systems, on a planet that was actively trying to kill them. "This is why Earth is classified as a death world," Krell said, his voice shaking. "Not just because it's dangerous, but because the danger is unpredictable. Your weather forecasters didn't even see this coming." "That's what shaped us," Marcus explained. "We never know what Earth will throw at us next. We had to become adaptable." As the hours passed, conditions in the bunker worsened. The temperature dropped as the climate control systems failed. Water began to seep through small cracks in the walls. The air became thinner as the oxygen system struggled. "What will happen now?" Thora asked. "If rescue cannot reach us?" The aliens were watching Maya and Marcus carefully, expecting to see the true nature of Deathworld survivors emerge. Would humans prioritize their own survival? Would they sacrifice the aliens to save themselves? Instead, they saw something unexpected. "We need to conserve oxygen," Marcus announced. "The aliens' environmental suits have their own air supplies. Humans will take turns using the emergency breathing devices." "But there aren't enough for all of you," Zilani observed. "No," Marcus agreed. "Some of us will have to make do with less oxygen." The aliens were stunned. The humans were putting themselves at risk to protect visitors from other worlds. "You would do this for us?" Thora asked, Even though your council fears us, even though they've quarantined your planet? Of course, Maya said simply. You're our guests. As the second day in the bunker began, Maya noticed the aliens speaking quietly among themselves. They seemed to be debating something. Finally, Zilani approached her. Captain Chen, we wish to help, the alien scientist said. Our biology is different from yours. Some of us require less oxygen. Others can filter water more efficiently. We have skills that might be useful in this situation. Maya smiled. We would welcome your help. What followed was something unprecedented in galactic history. Humans and aliens working side by side to survive an Earth disaster. Thora's plant-like body could absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Krell's species had evolved to find water in desert environments, and he could detect the smallest leaks in the bunker walls. Together, they stabilized the bunker systems. It wasn't comfortable, but they would survive until the storm passed. On the third day, as they sat conserving energy, Zilani asked a question. Why do humans stay on such a dangerous world? With your technology, you could terraform Mars completely, make it safer. Maya thought about it. Earth is harsh, but it's home, and in a strange way we love it for its challenges. They made us who we are. And who are you? Zilani asked. We're survivors, Marcus said. But not because we conquered our world. We survived because we learned to understand it, to work with it rather than against it. And most importantly, we learned that we survive better together than alone. Zilani was quiet for a long moment. The Council has misunderstood humans, the alien finally said. We saw your strength and assumed it meant aggression. We didn't see that your true adaptation to this Deathworld was cooperation. On the fourth day, the storm finally began to weaken. The communication system flickered back to life and Maya was able to send a distress signal. The response was immediate. Rescue teams are on their way, Maya announced to everyone in the bunker. They'll reach us within hours. The aliens seemed surprised. So quickly, in such dangerous conditions. When people are in danger, humans don't wait, Marcus explained. We've learned that hesitation costs lives. As they prepared to be evacuated, Thora approached Maya. I understand now, the plant-like alien said. Earth didn't make you dangerous. It made you resilient. When the rescue teams arrived, breaking through the collapsed tunnel with specialized equipment, the aliens witnessed yet another example of human behavior. The rescuers insisted on evacuating the alien delegation first, despite the risks. As they were lifted to safety, Zilani looked back at Maya and Marcus, who waited patiently for their turn. The Council will hear of this, the alien scientist promised. They will hear how humans risk themselves for others, even those who have feared and contained them. Maya nodded, hoping it would make a difference. Hurricane Elena had shown the aliens exactly why Earth was a death world. But perhaps it had also shown them that the beings shaped by such a world were not the predators they feared. 1 month after Hurricane Elena, Captain Maya Chen stepped off the transport ship onto the Galactic Council station. This time, the aliens who greeted her didn't keep their distance. Some even bowed slightly, a human gesture they had learned to show respect. Captain Chen, said a council aide, the special session will begin in 1 hour. The delegation is eager to present their findings. Maya nodded. After the hurricane, the alien scientists had returned to the council to report on their experiences on Earth. Today, they would officially share what they had learned with the full council. In her preparation room, Maya was surprised when Zilani entered. The blue-skinned alien looked different somehow, more confident, more relaxed. Captain Chen, Zilani said, I wanted to speak with you before the session. Of course, Maya replied. How are you? Has your recovery been complete? After the hurricane, several of the aliens had needed medical treatment. Earth's conditions had taken a toll on their bodies. I am well, Zilani said. The physical challenges were difficult, but the mental changes have been more significant. The alien paused. I want you to know that our report is unexpected. The council may not be prepared for what we have to say. Maya felt a flutter of hope. What do you mean? You will see, Zelani said. But I believe today will change how the galaxy views humanity. When Maya entered the great hall of the council, she was surprised to see how full it was. Representatives from hundreds of worlds had come to hear about Earth. The quarantine had made humans a subject of intense curiosity throughout the galaxy. The council chair called the session to order. Today we hear the report from the scientific delegation to Earth. Their findings will help us determine the future of human integration into the galactic community. Zelani stepped forward first. The alien's voice was clear and strong. Honored Council, I stand before you transformed by my time on Earth. We went to study a Deathworld. We expected to find evidence that its inhabitants were dangerous. What we found instead was revelation. Maya listened as Zelani described Earth's harsh conditions, the powerful gravity, the extreme weather, the atmospheric composition that was toxic to many alien species. The council members murmured in concern. These conditions are indeed deadly to most galactic life, Zelani continued. But they are only half the story of Earth. The other half is how humans responded to these challenges. Next, Thora spoke, her plant-like body swaying gently. Humans did not conquer their world through aggression, she explained. They survived through adaptation and cooperation. Where we expected to find a predator species, we found gardeners. Gardeners? Asked the council chair in confusion. Yes, Thora said. Humans shape their environment, but they also preserve it. They set aside large areas of their planet for wildlife. They work to protect species that offer them no direct benefit. What predator does this? One by one, the alien scientists shared their observations. They showed images of humans responding to natural disasters, building communities in harsh environments, and creating art that celebrated Earth's beauty despite its dangers. Then they came to the hurricane. Krell, the reptilian alien, stepped forward. His scales were bright with emotion. During Hurricane Elena, we experienced directly what shaped humanity, he said. We were trapped in a failing bunker with limited oxygen. In such conditions, evolution would favor selfishness. Save yourself first. But humans showed the opposite behavior. He described how Maya, Marcus, and the human team had shared resources, putting the aliens' safety above their own, how they had worked tirelessly to save everyone, not just themselves. This is not the behavior of a dangerous species, Krell concluded. This is the behavior of one that understands that survival depends on helping others. The council was silent, absorbing this unexpected testimony. Finally, Zelani delivered the delegation's formal recommendation. The quarantine of Earth must end, the alien scientist stated firmly. Humans are not the threat we feared. They are a species shaped by hardship into something unique in our galaxy, a people who understand that strength means nothing without compassion. A murmur ran through the council. This was not the report they had expected. For months they had seen humans as a potential danger to the galaxy. Now they were being told humans were potential teachers. The council chair spoke. Captain Chen, would you address the council? Maya stepped forward, her heart beating fast. This was the moment she had been working toward since classification day. Honored council, she began, Earth is indeed a death world. We don't deny the harshness of our home. But that harshness taught us something important. We are stronger together than alone. She looked around at the hundreds of alien representatives. Humans don't want to conquer the galaxy. We want to join it. We have skills and perspectives that come from our unique evolution. We can help other worlds prepare for natural disasters. We can teach adaptation in the face of climate change. We can show how to thrive in conditions that seem impossible. Maya took a deep breath. The galaxy is facing challenges that affect us all. Dying stars, resource depletion, climate shifts. These are problems that require cooperation, not competition. Humans know something about surviving seemingly impossible challenges. Let us help. When she finished, the council hall was completely silent. Then, slowly, a sound began, a tapping of hands, feet, and other appendages. The alien equivalent of applause. The council chair raised all 4 hands for silence. "We must consider this testimony carefully," the chair announced. "The future relationship between Earth and the galaxy is too important for a hasty decision." Maya left the council hall feeling cautiously optimistic. The aliens had seen Earth at its worst and humans at their best. It might not be enough to completely end the quarantine, but it was a start. Outside the hall, Marcus was waiting. He had come to the station to provide additional scientific testimony if needed. "How did it go?" he asked eagerly. "Better than I expected," Maya replied. Solani and the others spoke powerfully about their experiences. "They called us gardeners, not predators." Marcus smiled. "A fitting description. We've learned to nurture life even in harsh conditions." "The council still needs to vote," Maya cautioned. "But for the first time, I feel like they're actually seeing us, not just our Deathworld classification." As they walked through the station, Maya noticed something different. The aliens they passed didn't avoid eye contact anymore. Some even nodded in greeting. The fear was being replaced by curiosity, maybe even respect. "Whatever happens with the quarantine," Marcus said, "something has changed. The galaxy is beginning to understand Earth and its people." Maya looked out a viewport at the stars. Somewhere out there was Earth, beautiful and dangerous, the death world that had shaped humanity. "I wonder what they'll call us now," she said quietly. "Deathworld survivors? Gardeners of harsh places?" "Does it matter?" Marcus asked. "As long as they see us for who we really are." Maya nodded. Earth had won its Deathworld status, but the cost had not been what she feared. Instead of isolation, it might lead to a deeper connection with the galaxy, one based on understanding rather than fear. The real test would come not in council votes or official classifications, but in how the species of the galaxy chose to work together in the face of common challenges. Earth had taught humanity that surviving was about more than just being strong. It was about being strong for each other. Perhaps that was a lesson the galaxy needed to learn as well. 6 months after the alien delegation's testimony, Earth received a message from the Galactic Council. Maya Chen sat in Earth Command's main conference room with Marcus Walsh, Admiral Zhao, and other leaders as they prepared to hear the Council's decision. "This is the moment we've been waiting for," Maya said, trying to hide her nervousness. "Whatever they decide will shape humanity's future in the galaxy." The large screen lit up, showing the council chair. The aliens' 4 arms were folded formally. "People of Earth," the chair began. "After extensive deliberation, the Galactic Council has reached a decision regarding your world's status and humanity's place in the galactic community." Everyone in the room held their breath. "Earth will retain its classification as a Class X death world," the chair continued. "This classification is based on objective measures of planetary conditions and cannot be changed. However," the alien paused and Maya felt her heart beating faster. "However, we have created a new designation for the intelligent species that evolved there. Humanity will now be classified as Deathworld Gardeners." Murmurs of surprise filled the room. This was unexpected. This designation recognizes humanity's unique adaptation to extreme conditions, the chair explained. "You have demonstrated an unusual combination of resilience and cooperation. The quarantine of Earth's solar system will be lifted immediately." Cheers erupted in the conference room. Admiral Zhao's face showed relief and pride. Marcus squeezed Maya's hand in congratulation. "There are conditions," the chair added, and the room quieted. "Earth will serve as a training center for disaster response teams from across the galaxy. Your experience surviving extreme conditions will help other worlds prepare for natural disasters. Additionally, human experts will be invited to assist planets facing climate instability or environmental challenges." The chair's expression became serious. "In short, you will help other species learn to adapt rather than surrender when faced with harsh conditions. Consider this both an opportunity and a responsibility." After the transmission ended, Earth celebrated. The news spread quickly. The quarantine was over. Ships could once again travel freely to and from the solar system. The colonies on Mars, and Europa would receive regular supplies and new settlers. Humanity could explore the stars. 3 weeks later, Maya found herself in a new office with a new title, Director of Interspecies Cooperation. Her first task was to organize training programs for alien disaster response teams. Marcus entered her office carrying data tablets. "The first group of trainees arrives next week," he said. 50 representatives from 20 different worlds. They're eager to learn from the Deathworld gardeners. Maya smiled at the new name. "It suits us better than I expected. We did learn to garden a harsh world." "Speaking of gardening harsh worlds," Marcus said, his expression turning serious. "Have you seen the contracts Earth's corporations are signing with other planets?" Maya nodded with concern. In the weeks since the quarantine lifted, Earth's biggest companies had moved quickly to offer their services to the galaxy. Terraforming. Companies promised to reshape inhospitable moons. Engineering firms offered to build Earth-style cities on worlds with extreme weather. Resource extraction corporations were signing mining deals on planets too dangerous for local species to explore. "They're doing exactly what the Council feared," Maya said quietly. "Using our Deathworld adaptations to reshape the galaxy in our image." Marcus sat down heavily in a chair. "We've been given this amazing opportunity to share what we've learned, but some see it as a chance to profit from other worlds' vulnerabilities." "That's the irony," Maya replied. "Our greatest achievement wasn't conquering our harsh world but learning to live with it. Yet some humans are eager to help other species conquer their worlds instead of teaching them to adapt." The following day, Maya attended a meeting with the Earth Alliance's Economic Council. Representatives from major corporations presented their plans for galactic development. "With our expertise in surviving harsh conditions, we can offer unparalleled services to worlds throughout the galaxy," said the CEO of Terra Nova, Earth's largest terraforming company. "We project profits in the trillions within 5 years." Maya listened as company after company outlined similar plans. When they finished, she stood up. "What you're proposing isn't what earned us our new place in the galaxy," she said firmly. "The Council recognized us as gardeners because we learned to nurture life in harsh conditions, not because we conquered our world." "With respect, Director Chen," replied Terra Nova's CEO, "we're offering to help other species avoid the struggles we endured. What's wrong with making their worlds more comfortable?" "Because comfort isn't always the answer," Maya argued. "Each world shapes its people in unique ways. If we terraform every harsh planet to be like Earth, we rob those species of their own path to adaptation." The debate continued for hours. In the end, a compromise was reached. Earth companies could offer their services to other worlds, but with oversight from the new Interspecies Cooperation Department. They would share technology and knowledge but respect the unique conditions of each planet and culture. 1 year after the quarantine ended, Maya stood on the observation deck of Earth's first diplomatic station in a distant star system. Beside her was Zelani, now serving as the Council's ambassador to Earth. "Your people have made remarkable progress," the alien said. "There are human advisors on 50 worlds now, helping with everything from disaster planning to sustainable agriculture, and human corporations on 20 more," Maya added. "Not always with the best intentions." Zelani turned to face her. "That is the paradox of your species, Captain Chen. The same strength that helps you survive can also lead you to dominate. The same creativity that solves problems can create new ones. The cost of being Deathworld gardeners," Maya said thoughtfully. "We have the power to reshape worlds, but we need the wisdom to know when not to use it." "Exactly," Zelani agreed. "The Council's fears about humanity weren't entirely wrong. You do have the potential to become the galaxy's apex species, but you also have the potential to become its greatest teachers." Maya looked out at the stars. Earth had won its classification as a death world. It had earned a new designation as home to Deathworld gardeners. But the true cost and value of these titles would be determined by what humanity chose to do with them. Would they use their hard-earned adaptations to help other species find their own path to resilience? Or would they reshape the galaxy to suit human needs just as the Council had feared? As Maya watched ships coming and going from the station, human and alien vessels flying side by side. She knew this question wouldn't be answered quickly. It might take generations. But for now, humanity had been given a chance to show the galaxy what growing up on a Deathworld had truly taught them. Not just how to survive against all odds, but how to help others do the same while remaining true to themselves. In the end, that might be the greatest lesson Earth had to teach the stars.